Smart home devices have become the norm inside our homes. But what about outside? Enter the Eufy S4 permanent outdoor lights. These lights don't wait for you to flip a switch. They turn themselves on as soon as you arrive. In fact, they're the world's first radar-activated outdoor lights. Not only are these lights practical, brightening up your home at night, they're also fun. They take holidays and special events to the next level with an interactive touch the whole family can enjoy. Back to the right. See if you can lose it. Go to the left. Back to the right. And when the party's over, they add an extra layer of security by helping deter unwanted guests. Now, aside from these being the first radar-activated outdoor lights, there's a lot of reasons to consider permanent outdoor lights in general. The most obvious is the fact that you don't have to put up and take down holiday lights every single year. Personally, I'm not a fan of climbing ladders, so the less I have to do that, the better. You can also save money in the long run. If you're someone who typically pays to have lights professionally installed every year, you could buy these once, pay for a professional to install them if you want, and they'll be good for years to come. And then there's the flexibility. You can set the mood for holidays and special events all year long. Whether it's birthdays, anniversaries, sporting events, whatever the occasion, you'll be ready to celebrate. And in between, they work great for simple ambient lighting that just makes your home feel more welcoming. I've actually had permanent outdoor lights on my house for a few years. I've been using a set of first generation outdoor lights from Govee, and honestly, they've been great. But when Eufy offered to send over the world's first radar activated outdoor lights, I jumped at the opportunity. Compared to my old lights, one of the biggest differences is brightness. When you adjust each from 1 to 100% brightness, you can really see the difference. Another advantage is that these have independent chips. There's an upgraded RGB chip for all the vibrant colors, 28 trillion colors to be exact. And then there's a warm white chip and a cool white chip, which means you get accurate warm and cool lighting when all you want is ambient light. You can enjoy a color temperature range of 1500 Kelvin all the way up to 9000 Kelvin. My older Govee lights, on the other hand, used a single chip for RGB and whites, which limits the color accuracy. Now, to be fair, Govee's newer Pro lights also use independent chips, but the Eufy S4 still have an advantage. There's only 14.5 inches in between each light, giving you 20% more LEDs. For context, the S4 has 72 LEDs per 100 feet compared to 60 on Govee's Pro lights. That translates to brighter performance and smoother lighting effects. Honestly, I think these are the brightest outdoor lights I've seen yet. Now let's talk motion detection. So Eufy's outdoor lights aren't the first to offer motion detection. Govee actually sells an accessory for that, but the difference is in the technology. Govee relies on infrared sensors while Eufy uses 3D radar. Infrared relies on heat signatures, while radar sends out radio waves to detect movement. Radar is way better for long-range detection, different weather and lighting conditions, as well as velocity tracking. I tried to outsmart the radar by moving as quickly as I could, approaching from different angles, and it didn't matter. It picked me up every single time. It even detects motion up to 12 meters away, which is close to 40 feet. And you can pair the lights with certain Eufy cameras for even more motion detection options and effects. Now, as far as the installation process, it's straightforward. Everything you need comes in the box: the power cables, an extension cable if you need to jump from one roof line to another, adhesive clips, screws, the radar sensor, and of course, the lights. And keep in mind that everything included is fully weatherproof with either an IP65 or an IP67 dust and water resistant rating. In the box, you even get a little measuring tool to help you keep your line straight as you install each light. I thought that was pretty thoughtful. I haven't seen any other outdoor lights that come with anything like that. They also include a male and a female splicer in case you need to cut or extend the lights to fit your specific layout. And splicing the lights is actually easier than it looks. Even if you don't have much experience or if you don't find yourself to be super handy, as long as you have a wire stripper It's just a matter of cutting the wires, stripping off the ends, and matching the colors. Aside from that, when you're done, just be sure to test the lights before moving on. And speaking of testing the lights, that's actually the first thing you want to do once you take them out the box. You want to connect all the lights and plug them in just to make sure each LED works as it should. The last thing you want to do is install the lights just to realize one of the LEDs doesn't work. Installing the lights themselves is super simple thanks to the VHB adhesive backing. My house in particular has vinyl eaves, which makes a smooth surface perfect for the adhesive. All you got to do is wipe down the surface where you plan to install, make sure you let it dry, and then from there you're pretty much good to go. Just make sure you give it a nice firm push for a couple seconds. My old lights also used VHB adhesive, and after nearly 3 years, not a single light came loose, so I trust that these are also going to hold up pretty well. Now, if you have a rougher surface, maybe like wood or stucco, you can actually detach each light from its base and reinforce the base with screws. And that detachable base design is actually brilliant. If you ever need to replace a strip of light, you can easily slide the lights off and just replace them with a new one. Now, once you get everything installed, you want to go ahead and head over to the app. That's where you have over 120 presets to choose from, including ambient lighting, holiday inspired lighting, nature and mood inspired lighting. You name it, you should be able to find it. And if you don't, that's when you can head over to the AI tab. All you have to do is describe the scene that you're looking for, and the app will generate it for you. I came up with a couple sports inspired themes, including this Lakers purple and gold theme, this blue and white Dallas Cowboys theme, and my favorite was this Miami Dolphins teal and orange theme. And then if you need a little inspiration, you can just use the magic dice button. This pretty much generates random scenes until you find one you like. It even shows you a preview of the effect right there in the app. And if one catches your eye, you can customize it and save it to your list of presets. And then of course, you can also build your own scenes from scratch. There's also a music mode that uses your phone's microphone to sync the lights to the beat and rhythm of your music. Perfect if you're going to be hosting after dark parties. Another handy feature is the ability to disable individual lights. Like I said earlier, these lights are extremely bright. So if you want to be courteous and avoid shining into a neighbor's window, you can easily turn off specific lights. And then of course, there's scheduling. You can schedule the lights to turn on based on time, motion, or both. This is also where you can turn on the security mode, which uses motion triggered strobe effects to help deter intruders. And for smart home control, the S4 is fully compatible with Alexa, Google Home, Apple Home, and even Matter, making it simple to work these lights into your existing automations. When you put everything together, the Eufy S4 permanent outdoor lights are more than just decoration. They improve security, they take holidays and special events to the next level with vibrant customizable effects, and they enhance everyday living with ambient light that welcomes you home. Now, pricing depends on how many feet of light your home requires, but right now you can use the code on the screen to save 20%. That's anywhere from $100 to $170 in savings. So if you are interested, be sure to check out the link in the description. And again, use the code on the screen to save 20%. So that pretty much covers it for this video. Hopefully you found it to be helpful. If so, do me a favor, give it a thumbs up. Also consider subscribing to the channel. And aside from that, as always, I'll see you guys in the next one.